Heavily pregnant woman was killed in crash by BMW driver 14 seconds after he finished phone call. A heavily pregnant mum-to-be was killed by a BMW driver just 14 seconds after he finished a phone call on a busy motorway, a court heard today. Craig Scott, 51, smashed into the car of tragic Rebecca Evans at around 70 miles per hour, killing her and her unborn baby. Charity worker Rebecca, 27, was 8 months pregnant when she died, having been just days away from going on maternity leave from her job at housing charity shelter. Prosecutor Miss Catherine Richards said, "The results were catastrophic. The BMW careered into the rear of the car." The court heard businessman Scott told cops he had ended a hands-free call with work about 5 minutes before the crash. However, phone analysis showed the call was actually between just 14 and 34 seconds before the tragedy. Partner Alex Evans had been driving their Peugeot to take them both to work at homeless charity shelter when the horrific incident happened on the M4. Her 2-year-old son Sheen, who was due to be dropped at a nearby service station to his gran, was seriously injured in the crash near Port Talbot, South Wales. Prosecutor Miss Richards said, Alex Evans was traveling in the outside lane and saw that the cars in front of him were activating their brake lights. His vehicle came to a stop and he put his hazard lights on. Vehicles in front of Alex Evans had been able to bring their vehicles to a stop. As Alex Evans sat in his vehicle with the hazard lights flashing, he could see the defendant and X27:S BMW vehicle approaching from behind. It seemed to Alex Evans he was not slowing down. The court heard Scott was driving at around 70 miles per hour just 2 miles away from a 50 miles per hour zone. He hit the couple and X27:S Silver Peugeot 407 at 8:13 am on November 29, 2016. Scott also said he had been distracted by something on a bridge moments before the crash near Junction 38. The court heard there was no evidence that the BMW brakes had been applied suddenly. Miss Richards added, he was quite simply avoidably and dangerously distracted. Sheen suffered a bleed on the brain, a fractured skull and fractured legs. Scott, of Heath, Cardiff, pleaded guilty to causing death by careless driving. But he pleaded not guilty to causing death by dangerous driving and causing serious injury by dangerous driving. The court heard Scott and X27:S car had no mechanical faults and witnesses said it was clear he was not going to slow down before the crash. Scott, who works in nearby Baglin, regularly uses the road to commute to work and road conditions were good at the time. Rebecca, of Bridgend, South Wales, died at the scene. The trial at Swansea Crown Court continues. Email us at tipswepayforvideos too. Click here to upload yours.